I watched the show out of goodwill at this point, but I'm not a fan of it like other people are.
Did you watch this?
I did.
It hurt me in so many. It just made me feel bad. Like the whole time, I just felt bad.
It did. Here's my thing, and you were talking about Game of Thrones and being dressed up. Where the thing I think I like about Game of Thrones is that when that season and that series is over, you're watching, and then you ask yourself, what happens next?
Yeah.
And that's where like I feel like it's a reward. Like even in this last season of Game of Thrones, where we're like, this is the show we've always wanted. You know, that last where you're like, I want this, I got everything I wanted. It's all awesome. That reward that you get from that is like amazing. And I feel like with Walking Dead, it's more just like, oh, shocking for the sake of being shocking. Like you're just shocked. Like that first episode of Walking Dead for me should have been the last episode of the season, so that you could go, what happens next? Because here's what I think is going to happen in the next season. I think the writers are going to just spin their wheels, and it's going to be more of posturing. I feel like it's going to be more like, oh, Rick, you need to fight. And Rick's like, no, I can't fight because I'm broken. Oh, Rick, you need to fight. No, I can't fight. It's just going to be like, and in the end, what's going to happen is like, it's time to fight. And then we're going to cut, and it's going to be like, time for the new season. And I guarantee you.
That is like every season.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. And we've already done the whole Rick not wanting to fight thing, so let's move forward, you know? Anyways, I have problems with the writing. The other issue I think when I really lost the show was when the governor, like, I think the governor even gives a speech where he wanted to kill Michonne so badly. Right? Like, he's like, I'm going to get my revenge on Michonne. Spoilers. I'm going to get my revenge on Michonne so badly. I'm going to seek revenge. I'm going to extract my revenge. I hate her. Everything I'm doing is to capture Michonne. And then when he has two people in front of him, who does he kill?
Yeah.
And it's shocking just for the sake of shocking. But in reality, he should have killed Michonne.
I thought about that too.
It just didn't make any sense to me. At least, like, make it so, like, whoa, she's still in the back of the car. We didn't pull her out in time. And he's like, oh, I'll deal with her soon enough. And then, have it thwarted. But nope, they're both there, and it's just to make us cry. They get rid of Herschel, and I'm just like, no, writers.
Because they can't. I don't know. Because they can't.
Bad writers. Right.
Do you follow the comic book at all? I know that certain things they've been following the comic book on.
I read the first. A gal pal of mine, she sent me the first original, the first series, and I got all the way up to where they moved into the. I hadn't met the governor yet, so we got into the part where they barely move into that gated community. But that's as far as I've gotten the comics.
This last episode followed the comic book fairly decently.
Even the Abraham part, because I thought it wasn't.
Abraham. The Abraham had already died before then.
Yeah.
But he died like in a really like pussy way. Like he didn't like die in like a bout like I'm going down. Like apparently he died like in a very like whatever kind of a way. Yeah. Like.
So I think they did that so that you could be like the people who knew that it was going to be the other person, just in case. They were like, it's awe moments. Like it's mostly less like shock and awe, and then that's what you're attached to. But then after that, it doesn't really go anywhere for me. Like I don't know. I feel like it's really lazy writing, or if people don't like a character, like you don't fix it, they kill him off. Whereas Game of Thrones is like, if you don't like a character, deal with it because he's here to stay. Until he finally gets killed off, and then they're like, oh, that was finally, you know what I mean? Like when
Ramsay's death was so satisfying. Like so oddly satisfying.
But how long did it take for them to get there? And it was great. And we got it in the last episode of the season. We didn't get a cliffhanger for it because we are now asking what happens next. And that's what I love about that writing on that show.
I get what you're saying, because even without there being a cliffhanger, you still want to know what's going to happen.
You can't wait, can't you? Right?
Yeah. No, and they're doing such a great job on like making things so, like the budget and stuff on it.
Yeah. Oh, that last episode, that fight scene, and
I think that was the second to last, wasn't it? Or
yeah,
was it
the second to last episode was just phenomenal.
The battle scene, it was so well done.
Yeah,
like
it was fantastic.
The way it was shot, like where the camera was, like you were right there with him. Like it felt so good.
It was amazing. It was absolutely the most amazing thing I'd ever seen on TV in my lifetime, and it was great. It was fucking great. And I turned into like a giddy like school kid. I'm like, yeah.
One of my friends like downloaded the fight scene and just kept like watching it over and over again. Like every time he was like bored in public, he would just like watch the battle scene. Like
really, yeah. That's fantastic. It's really, really great. So, what's your favorite show right now? Then, what are you watching now?
I guess right now I'm keeping up Walking Dead. Oh, and Black Mirror. Have
yeah,
you seen Black
it's fantastic.
Mirror?
I haven't. A friend of mine started watching it at work, and I was like, okay, let's watch it. And so I only seen a few episodes, so now I want to go back and start from the first episode and move forward.
Are you? It doesn't really matter. If you
no, yeah, that's what he said too. He's like, it doesn't matter because they're not.
They're not connected at all.
Yeah, they're not contiguous or contiguous or whatever. What's the smart word for it? Contiguous.
I don't know.
Sure, whatever. Smart. Insert smart word here. So the one that I saw that I really loved was the John Hamm one. Have you gotten to that one yet?
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that one was good. The whole new season is just fat. Or only seen 2 episodes so far of this new season, and it's really good. But yeah, that John Hamm episode was was really good.
You're exactly where I am.
Oh, you've seen the first 2 episodes?
I've seen the first 2 episodes. I call it the Meow Meow Beans. I don't know if you ever see Community. There was an episode of Community where they gave each other Meow Meow Beans. And then the more Meow Meow Beans you had, the smarter, the better person you were. And so people were obsessed with giving each other Meow Meow Beans. It was a comedy. And then the school unravels and a new architecture, becomes the people with more Meow Meow Beans become the elite. And so I call it the Meow Meow Beans episode. But essentially,
that's funny.
That's the one with
the stars.
The stars,
yeah.
Which was really sad, actually.
Yeah, it did get really sad. Both of those episodes must have been. All of those episodes made me feel just really ugly and terrible inside. It was.
That one was great. I love that one with Opie's daughter. My name wants to go to Bryce Dallas Howard.
I'm so bad with those names.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard. But that was great. So then you're where I am. You saw the second one, the one where the guy in the spooky house.
Game?
Yeah, the video game. That was really great.
That one also makes you just feel terrible at the end.
Really did, right? Yeah, it really did. I thought the things that were going to pay off didn't pay off, and it was okay. That's okay. And something like that, where they introduce something and it doesn't pay off. But I really thought him taking the pick was going to come back and haunt him. But it really didn't. It was more the parent. It was his.
Well, it kind of. I mean, it really did, him taking the pick, but it was. But
only in his fear, in his fear part, but it didn't.
Well, because he turned his phone on to take the pick.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. That's absolutely right. I forgot about that at the end.
Oh, that was.
Oh yeah, he killed himself.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It did pay off. It totally did.
Yeah, if he hadn't turned his phone on, that's why she was like, I don't know. He must have been something that he did when I was out of the room.
Yeah. Speaking of Twilight Zone, that's what Black Mirror feels like to me.
Yeah, that's what everybody compares it to. It's
it's a modern day Twilight Zone.
But it's longer. It's a lot longer. The stories are much longer and much more complex, I think, than the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone, here was your scary thing, and then you got your payoff at the end.
Right.
Here's a premise, and here's how it ends.
These ones leave you really thinking. I saw the one where the guy becomes obsessed with going through his memory, and then his life unravels. That was really great.
They've done a lot with where social media meets reality, kind of splicing those two together.
Yeah.
They had a really good advertising campaign for that episode for Black Mirror.
They're really advertising the 4th season really heavy. It seems like they are.
It's because Netflix bought it.
Oh, okay.
So I think this is just the 2nd season.
Oh, the 2nd season.
But Netflix bought them, so now Netflix is putting all the money into it, and originally it was a BBC show. Right. And then Netflix picked it up, became really popular, and then Netflix bought them, and now that's why there's better actors in it, and Netflix is the one that's pushing it. So now it's a Netflix show.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It was good.
I saw the one with Domhnall Gleeson where they make the robot. Where he passes away. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Domhnall. And then the husband passes away. Spoilers, man. Where the husband passes away, and
I saw that first season.
She creates a robot of him, and she keeps him in the attic in the end. Oof, man, this. I think I remember. Anyways.
Watch it again. I need to watch the first season again.
Well, I kind of love that idea.
I want to do sci-fi stuff so bad.
That's a normal experience, Em.
I guess it's like growing up and like living on your own. I usually get help with my parents, and then being like, oh shit, like I'm a grown up. Like my lights got cut off. Like, fuck.
Adulting.
Yes, it sucks. I hate it. It's the worst thing ever.
It's not easy.
But come on, like, I mean, I work hard enough to pay my bills, but I guess like my drinking habits are like.
I was talking about this with a friend of mine because we were talking about jeans. I don't know why it's always about jeans. And I was like, I think I own like 2 pairs of jeans. And if it's between going out drinking and buying a new pair of jeans, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go buy. I'll fucking
and
tape
also,
my
you're
jeans.
so like generous. Like you
crotch.
go out and you're like shots, and then I feel like we're the same way.
You and I are the same way.
We're like, hey, you're good. When I have money, I'm all like,
yeah.
And that's what fucks me over. And then I'm like, oh, my bill. I'm like, oh, I'll pay you later.
Is that a race thing? Do you think that's like a race thing, like a raza thing, where we want everyone to be included in the party? Like, do you like?
I feel more Hispanic people are like that.
I feel like it's just like just being a member of like bartending world.
But he's not a bartender.
I'm not a bartender, and I.
But you take care of your bartenders, and anyone who takes care of the bartender to me is a good like. Anyone takes care of the server, I'm like, you're a good person, because there can be guys that like I go on a dates and there can be guys that are like, oh like they're like, hey, and I'm like, dude, I never want to see you again.
It goes back to when that like old thing, like when you're starting to see someone, you know who they are, how they treat their like servers.
I've heard people say that before. That a friend of mine said that to me. Is that really true?
I feel like it's true. Even Mikey, like the guy,
like, cause when I'm like seeing a girl or like dating a girl, and I just see that they're just all like fucking like assholes or like bitches to like people bringing you their food or like their drinks. And I'm just like,
you're a shitty person.
Oh my fucking god! Like I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Because the way you fucking treat them, and you think a $60 tab, oh, $1 is cool, right? I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You know, every guy I dated, like after me, they're actually good tippers because like. Like they'll like sign off and I'm like, is that like I don't tell them to leave a tip, but I look and then I'm like, and I drop money and they're like, oh, and then they catch on. They're like, oh, okay, like.
I mean, it's because my brother's a fucking accountant, and I'm like, dude, 20%, and he's like,
why?
Every time he gets the bill or whatever, the tab, he's just like. Dude, I know you're smarter than this.
You're like you can add 20% to it. You've got to know how to do the math.
Yeah, his brother's smart. I mean, I think after like but he learned to tip with you.
Is 20% enough of the tab always?
I think 20% is decent.
20% is like, even if it's shitty service or whatever, it's fucking.
Yeah, I hate people. Even when people give me shitty service at any restaurant, I'm all like, you know what, like. I will never be like, I'm not gonna tip.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this. I feel like
if
karma.
You've never worked in the service industry, have you?
Yeah, technically I have. Yeah.
Where?
But it doesn't really count that much. I mean, I was a bartender for like Fuddruckers, but like back in the day. And my first job was waiting tables at Village Inn, and yeah, I think that's it.
I mean, like,
did you see that dude from fucking Village Inn on?
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't Jimmy Fallon. It wasn't
Jimmy
Fallon.
Kimmel.
Yeah.
He tweeted the other day. It's like, I wasn't fired, guys.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Like, did you find him cute? Because all the girls were super in love with him.
He was super cute.
Did you find him cute?
He's like a little 16-year-old.
Really young though. Yeah.
Isn't he like 16 years old?
Yeah,
he's
like a little kid. Yeah.
Like if I say it, I just talk like Chris
Hansen
Hansen can come after me, right?
Oh no, right. Well, can a girl say that about a young dude, or is it? Yeah, you could, right?
Wait, what?
Like that's right. He's like 16. So like, if is someone gonna come?
He's like 19.
Yeah, he's got to be. I guess you couldn't say that about a 16-year-old girl if you were a man, right? You'd like totally.
That's weird.
Be yeah.
Then it would be like super weird, offensive.
Yeah, isn't it like that double standard?
But a woman could say that about a man, right?
Because I grew up with double standards my whole life. Growing up with 6 men, like machistas, like it was the worst.
Is that how many brothers you have?
Yeah, 6 brothers.
Holy
2 sisters.
shit! So Lenny's just the tip of the iceberg. Oh my
Lenny,
god!
like it's like 6 Lennings. Like they're crazy. Like they're like tough. They're like men. They're like scary. Like growing up,
I've seen Lenny lose it before. Like I saw like
He's the nicest. He's never been anything
no,
but
he's
nice
all
to me.
about respect.
But I am so
he's all about
scared
respect.
of
If you respect him, like he respects you. And if he doesn't like you, he doesn't like you. And then he expects me to not like the people that he doesn't like. But I'm like I'm my own person. Like
I feel like when I go to Prickly, like I feel like I'm at the soup Nazi. Like I'm like, Lenny, hello, and then I put down my money and I'm like, 1 Lone Star, and then I move over to the side and order my beer just to keep it. Like I feel like
no, he's a nice guy.
He is. He's never been anything but nice to me. But
he's my older brother, so he obviously is like overprotective of me.
Yeah.
Like,
but I would never cross him.
I told him like I was like I'm gonna make a fake Facebook thing and say I'm dating Damian because he'll lose his shit.
Really?
This is he didn't like me.
Well, let's not talk about that.
Oh.
Yeah, but.
But I love you, and that's what's important.
And then I'm like I said, I'm my own person. I choose my own friends and whatever. I mean, yeah, family first, but when I feel like it's like not right or
So
he's
for
that
the
wrong,
Godfather, you never go against the family.
I'm not like that. I went against my
never.
family.
What does he say, Jen? What is Fredo? Never question a family member in front of a stranger again, right? Like, he's like, but why?
I have to do the
but
Italian hand
to
motion.
me, like I feel like my friends are my family. Like, I can call Damian at 5 a.m. and be like, I'm sad. I feel like shit. Like, who Ubers to my house? This dude.
Right.
I mean, I can text people. No one answers me. This is the one guy that he's been my friend for 3 years now. But like he's been there, and then it's a legit friendship.
Yeah, of course.
And he has beef with everyone that's close around me, like, but he's been my friend. So for me, I'm like,
I mean, like, you know how I am, and like,
yeah, like I take him around. People are like, dude, that guy sucks. Like he's obnoxious. He's loud. He gets in arguments. I'm like, well,
is that really what people like? Because I'm the opposite. I'm like, that guy's super fun. He's obnoxious and he's loud.
Like people are like,
it's because people just like it feels like it's one of those things where they see me having a good time and like being fun and they're like, oh, he's just a fucking
but I'm not saying
being
this.
sarcastic
for example,
and being an asshole.
for example, one time it was like Brian, you're a man crush Monday every day. Brian, it was Damian and we went to fucking Graham's Corner, and then like I don't know if it was ego clash between you guys, but you guys were like, because one, you guys always date the same women. 2, you guys are like, I don't know, like you guys started arguing about dumb shit like how to make a martini, a correct martini, and then
You and B-Ray?
yeah.
No way.
It's because
What was it? It wasn't a martini.
He doesn't know how to make Manhattan.
Yeah, it was Manhattan. And then he's like Emma, and I'm like, nope.
You're like, I'm
no.
out of this?
I was like 7
how the
a.m. We're
fuck?
wasted.
I'm all like, how the fuck do you make a Manhattan? And he's like,
And you guys were talking about, no, first it was like, okay, first you guys started talking about bourbons.
I'm like, dude, make me a fucking correct daiquiri right now. Which is like, in bartending world, like a daiquiri is the fucking simplest thing, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't bartend, so yes, but I'll take
He
your word
drinks.
for it. Yeah, I drink. But yeah.
Alcohol, yes.
Point is, they're in an argument.
But it is
they
supposed to
were
be an
both,
easy drink
like,
to make,
right
right?
or wrong, you
Okay.
know, like they're
Daiquiri's
both
fucking
like
easy as shit.
arguing,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting there like drinking my beer.
You're like, yeah,
giving it a shot.
you're on your own.
And then Damon's like, Emma, and I was like, nope. Don't make me.
But it's not a real fight. It's just like a
No, just arguments. But that's how he is. Like he's very like he confronts you, and like even like one time I invited one of my friends.
I'm real, bro.
I invited one of my friends
That's
to
what I was gonna
Lloyd's,
just say
and
right now.
he was like, I don't know why you guys are in an argument. And Vanessa, some girl Vanessa, like she hates you up to this day. But you were like, no, this is wrong. Like you're wrong. And she's like, well,
She was wrong.
and he's like, Emma, and I'm like, nope, just taking out of this. Most of the time he is right, but like it's very like I think confrontational. That people are just like, whoa, like too much.
Well, I always feel like every time I see you like singing Taylor Swift and stuff like that, I'm like, that's you. That's not like a fake. You're not like, that's really you. You're like, I really enjoy. Like I'm gonna have my good time wherever I go. It's always real. That's the great thing about you that I always like.
But that's why I hang out with him. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, he's one of my best friends. Even like we don't talk for a month, and then, like I told you, like I can call him.
Yeah.
And he's there. I mean, Brian's one of my best friends.
Yeah, of course.
I have friends that are just like they don't get along, but I have different. Tiffany's a good friend. She lives with me. Brian's like one of my best friends.
He lives with you now.
Yeah. I told him I was like, hey, you want to pay part of my electric bill? But yeah.
He
It's just one of those things where it's like, it's because people like going back to like why people hate me. Deal. It's because like people like, even when I'm being like
charismatic, they think you're being fucking sarcastic.
That might be, I don't know, you're the, it might just also be a little bit of jealousy on the people that don't like you part.
I feel that too, though.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Without feeding your ego, and not to feed your ego because I'm not getting anything from it, but people might look at you and go, oh, he's fun, he's good looking, he hangs around with all these.
We're talking about Damian?
Yeah.
I was kidding.
This guy.
But, you work at Tipsy Tiger.
Get a
Lord knows you're plowing some of those chicks, and they're probably just going to hate you just for that alone. We are jealous people. It's really disgusting, isn't it? I know.
Jealousy,
I said sorry.
That's all I'm saying.
This conversation is not suitable for anything. This is all.
That's all I'm saying, man. I sometimes even when I'm actually being like truthful and fucking not being a fucking tool. Dude. Yeah. Doucher tool. They're like, oh, what, why are you laughing? Like, why are you smiling about it, though? And I'm like I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
No, like, yeah, you do it your way.
Exactly. And like she said, like we've been friends forever because she like gets me.
The first day you started working at Hope, people were like, fuck that guy.
Me.
And the first day I started working at Hope, he hit on me, and I was like, this guy's an idiot. He was like, all about me, following me around, and I was like, dude, you're gonna get over it, and then you're gonna seem like one of the bros. And one night, I actually invited him out, and everyone's like, why'd you invite him out? Like, why'd you invite this kid? And out of nowhere, everyone fell in love with him. They're like, oh, Damian. And I was like, yeah, because I feel like, I remember when I saw him, I was like, okay, like, because he's hitting on me, I'm like, dude, stop, because I feel like we're gonna be friends. Like, stop.
Yeah.
I don't like you this way. We're gonna be cool. And then we became like super cool. Like, we went to cruises together. Like, he's from cruises. I always remember that. I've been the one person that actually like was like, no, this guy stood up for him. I've always like, I'm real. Like I said,
not like naming names, but a lot of people were like, I showed him texts where people were like, really, you're gonna fucking fight this idiot? When me and Emma like started like fucking like hanging out, everyone was like, what the fuck, like hanging out with this fucking weirdo, like what the fuck, that guy's fucking weird. And like she said,
I've never thought that about you, and ever. Like, you have always been the nicest, most respectful to me. Like,
you know what I like?
I don't know.
He's sarcastic. I love sarcasm. He's smart. He's he's charismatic, and I feel like we're all in this. Somehow, like my best friends are like that. Like Brian, like he's a good-looking man. He's smart. He's charismatic. And then that's what I look for. And when like people didn't see it at first, they were like, "Oh, Damian," and then they're like, "Oh shit, like Damian is cool. Like Damian is actually a pretty cool dude." And we joked around, and we joked around, and we started seeing like how much we have similar things from like being like born in Mexico, crossing over, like being Mexican, growing up in a family, like hats off to us, growing up in a like family that couldn't help us like with education. Like my mom, like she didn't speak English. Like we learned. Right. Our own, and that's how
from like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your English is amazing on both of your parts too.
Just watching cartoons.
When you spoke Spanish, I think you blew my brain the first time I heard you speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was like, holy.
Yeah, people always think that he's white. I told him like, dude, we're gonna have a kid. Like, he's my best friend, like one of my best friends, and I'm like, we're gonna have a kid together.
Don't you want to marry your best friend though?
No.
Or am I the only one who wants that? I want that so bad.
So I'm gonna marry 5 people because I have 5 best friends.
If Brian had a vag, I'd be the happiest man alive.
So I'm gonna marry. So it's gonna be you, Brian, Tiffany, Damian, and I. We're gonna be like a whole like fucking like what is it called now?
Like a commune. We're all gonna get married to each other.
Yeah.
We're all gonna splooge onto a fucking like biscuit and just throw it in Emma's vagina and see who's the lucky guy.
That's gross.
That is
the worst thing
that
I've
is
ever heard.
horrific. And also, I normally pay $20 extra for stuff like that.
Because you know that's. Do you know why fucking Limp Biscuit is called that?
Oh really?
Is that what it's called?
Limp Biscuit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking like when like your homies, which I don't know who the fuck you're hanging out with at the time, but you fucking you splooge. The last one to fucking like go on it has to eat it.
Ew.
That's what a Limp Biscuit is.
Huh. I've never heard of that before, and I'm not sure I'm happy.
What a bukkake is.
Yeah, I know what bukkake is.
You don't know
if I were a porn star, that would be my porn star name.
I don't even know what that is.
It would be Charles Bukkake instead of Charles Bukowski.
A bukkake is like when like 50 dudes just like
blow their load
on your face, and you just like.
What's that? Snuff. No, snuff from Chuck. The butt.
Snuff. What?
Is it snuff or?
No, snuff film is when you actually get murdered.
No, I'm talking about. No, yeah, I know. I know the black market.
And you like get.
No, I'm talking about.
Get off
what's
on
his name?
like people.
I sound like an idiot right now. Let me look him up.
Wait, you should have left your phone charging.
I know, I should, because like my lights are off since I'm not an adult.
Which is normal, which is okay. You'll get it, but it's something you can fix, Em.
I'm telling you, been there, done that.
It's something that'll be fixed. It's a, yeah.
Well, I was hanging out with Damian listening to music. We passed out, and the fucking like, my roommate comes out and she's like, lights out. I'm like, great.
Tiff?
Yeah.
Tiff's hilarious.
She's a cool girl.
Yeah, she really is. Yesterday. What happened to you yesterday? Why didn't you go carve pumpkins? I was even there.
Were you?
Yeah. And I was going to text you too, but everybody was like telling me they were texting you, and I was like,
No one texts me. They're such a liar.
Oh, I thought they said they did. So I was like, I won't text you then if everyone's texting you. Or
like,
that's what maybe I thought they were texting you because they were asking for you, so I just assumed they were texting you. But I was like, I'm not on text Emma, and then I was like, I don't think she'll.
I actually got stranded at Love Buzz. My friends they picked me up. They picked me up quickly, and then we're here, and they're like, let's go to Love Buzz. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, let's go to Hope after. I'm like, all right. So we're at Love Buzz, and they're like, oh, we're going to Murray's. And I was like, well, what? They're like, yeah, we're going to Murray's. Like, bye. And I was like,
okay. Well,
all right, well, let me find a ride home. I don't have, like, money on my credit card, so I can call an Uber. So I just text one of my friends. Like, I went inside and, like, got, like, because I'm a worst growing up ever. Like, my phone's off, my electricity's off. So I went inside and used their Wi-Fi. And, I called one of my friends. She picked me up, dropped me off home.
I was out. You could have called me. I would have picked you up and brought you to Hope.
Adulting sucks.
I don't ever want to grow up. I'm 75 and I fucking act like I'm a 20-something-year-old kid. I don't want to grow up.
It's crazy because I'm 87.
Yeah. No, I'm really old. I'm really old.
I'm really old.
We're all really old. I feel like we're all vampires.
I feel like that too because I look at you guys and I'm still like, these guys are like 19-year-old kids.
Yeah, like I get guys that are 21 and they're like, hey, I think you're really pretty, like let's date. And I'm like, how old are you?
Well, 21? Wait, being attracted to your own age is not, they're not, hand in hand. You're a 15-year-old boy and they're attracted to 30-year-old models. Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
I'm saying like they don't know.
Oh, they just think you're young.
Yeah, like they're just like, hey, like can I take you on a date? I'm like, how old are you? 21. I'm like, nah. And then when I meet a guy my age, I'm just like, oh my god, this is like a gold mine. Like, what?
You're like,
we're just talking about like coming into the industry, like how crazy you, but then they expect free drinks, and you're just like, no, like, this is my job. And that's, you know what, honestly, like, being a woman in this industry, it's hard. I mean, I was in a relationship for 7 years, and we broke up. And,
right.
like, it's hard to find someone real. It's hard to find someone that takes you seriously, because people are like, oh, she's just a bartender. She's going to be a fun girl. Like,
right.
She just wants to, like, bone and move. Okay. And it's kind of insulting that I'm actually, like, a girl bartender that knows what I'm doing, and I know how to make a cocktail. I know.
Right.
You know how to make mean cocktails.
And it's like, oh, wait, like, they think it's some girl that's just serving, like, vodka Red Bulls, you know?
The equivalent of essentially, without demeaning an entire, but they think you're like, oh, it's like a Hooters chick.
Yeah.
No.
It's because some bars are like that. Like, I know, like, I love that you're not like that, and like Hope and Anchor and like these like better quality bars aren't like that. But I remember going, like, getting used to having you as a bartender, and then going to like Cabo Joe's, where like like it is just like tits that like are pouring something, like, and it's and they're just like.
I mean,
it drives me crazy.
The restaurant, yeah.
It drives me crazy.
But that's the most popular thing we have in this city. List them all in your head. Coconuts, Cabo Joe's, Adrian's, Tipsy Tiger.
But there's a certain like demographic that goes to those bars. So like there's a lot of like the dumb, like, I don't know what I'm paying for.
But men like that. Like men want women to.
They like the
But
idea.
isn't that the saddest thing ever? Like a guy who
what I always told you, and I've told her too, like, it sucks because nobody wants to work. Nobody can handle like Hope and Anchor. Nobody can handle like working at Murray's.
Which is
girls.
Yeah.
Because they have boobs, and they can make way more money working at Hooters.
Killed.
And then they get paid to like just, and it drives me as a female. It drives me crazy. Like I went to. I went to I think it was like Six Strings or something like that, but like it was on the east side, and it was some bar. I remember like I ordered like they had food that they served there, and I asked the girl about like one of the items on the menu, and she was like, I don't know. She's like, I just started working here today, ha! And then she kind of like walked off, and I was like, that was the worst service. Like, and then like started like sitting on some guy's lap and like going around and like doing that whole thing. It's like they pay them just to be this like borderline stripper rather than like
that's what it feels like. Except
I used to work with this guy, man,
and it works.
And he said
because guys will shell out their money.
Strippers, then bartenders, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, but then I see it, and I'm like, you make yourself that way. Like now we have girls that came from Alam work to Hope, and they'll be like, hey, this guy's harassing me. I'm like, kick him out. He's like, oh, I can. I'm like, yes. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't?
Who worked at Malalam that's working at Hope?
Both of the girls. Gina and Deb. They came from Alam, and they're used to men like being dicks and harassing them. And I'm like, dude.
And that's the norm
in
that
if anyone
facility.
like ever talks bad to me, I'm like, out. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm a good bartender. Not just like one of the best female bartenders. I'm one of the best bartenders. Like
period.
But that's the very essence of Hope and Anchor. That very plaque that just says those two words: "Be cool."
Yeah.
That's what Hope and Anchor is.
Yeah, this guy was harassing her, and she was very like...
I haven't been there yet, but I hear
oh my
people
God,
love
he's
it.
telling me this.
Go
Like,
there,
he told
they love
you
Murray's.
what? Kick him out. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, I can do that? I'm like, yes, Gina, like, we all have your back. Like, this isn't this type of bar. Like,
yeah.
That's why I've been there forever. That's why I've been there, like...
I know I always
years.
bring it up, but that was my brother came in from out of town and like wanted to, and like my brother like he lives in Boston, like he has like a very like he's very like specific on like his tastes and stuff, and like wanted to come to a bar, and I took him to Hope and Anchor with you, and I remember him like getting all excited that he could like order whatever he wanted to order, and you just okay, yeah, I know what that is, and he even said that I guess because he didn't know, so he kind of tested by throwing out like bartender words at you, and that you like immediately caught it. We're like, okay, here you go, and like, well, no, he didn't do it on purpose, but kind of just like this is what I like, I'm gonna see if you know what it is, and then not like
that's so obnoxious.
No, but like not testing like that. Like it was just like he threw out his favorite drink, and not a lot of people know it. So the fact that she knew it, he got excited to like have it, and he kept complimenting like how well you had made it.
It sucks because you can actually like kind of like see people that do that.
Well, all I'm saying is like I like what I do.
It's that's somebody that opened up a magazine. read it in a magazine or read it on a website, and then it's like, I'm going to try to be.
Also, when someone knows. Like, I know when your brother ordered. I kind of remember that night when your brher ordered things. I kind of knew he knew what he was talking about, so I was like, I know what you're talking about. I know what this is.
Well, if it's his favorite drink, and that's what he orders,
people can be like, hey,
fine.
make me like a fucking unicorn over the rainbow,
but people
or
do
some
do it.
stupid shit. And I'm like,
what you're saying, that people
like,
do go up and try to test you.
But
people do go up and try to.
I mean,
and you can
doing this, you still
and all they did was see it on Facebook.
Do you think I just like learned,
and read
like,
the
no,
ingredients and they're like, I'm sophisticated.
I like try to make myself a better bartender. Like I actually study.
Exactly.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and it shows like the way that you do things, the way that you like peel the orange, the way that you like do these little tiny details that a lot of people like. If you go to some shitty bar, they're like, here's my version.
Right.
Of this.
It's just bullshit. That's what it is, and it's someone trying to make themselves.
Not to be rude, like one time I was busy, hoping it was packed. Some guy's like, "Can I get an old fashioned?" I'm like, "Yes." What do you want? What kind of bourbon? He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, what do you want?" Like, Jim Beam. Like, what do you want? Like, just tell me. Bullet Rye. Yeah. And then he's all Fireball, and I was like, I looked at him, I was like, what? He's like, Fireball. So I just poured Fireball in a glass, and I like threw at him. I was like, there you go. I'm like, I'm not even gonna waste my time. I don't want to be a dick. Like, when you're that busy, But when you're that busy, it's just bad.
People just see it on like Facebook or something,
old
and
fashioned.
they think it's cool.
Well, it's like people who order scotch with Coke. I want to kill them.
Me too. Or Red Bull. That's the worst.
Fuck.
To me, they're like, can I get Glenlivet and Red Bull? I'm like,
no.
Why?
Yeah. Why? Why would you do that? That drives me nuts.
They just don't even know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
They just that sounds cool and it's expensive, so like.
And then
the Beatles drank scotch and Coca-Cola. Oh, you read it in a magazine again. You read it on Facebook, and now you think you've got to do that. But it doesn't taste good. Everyone thinks the Beatles were stupid idiots for drinking scotch and Coke. I hate to tell you that.
They really did that?
They did. That was the Beatles drink scotch and Coke.
It's horrible.
Scotch and
Coke?
It's
horrible. Yeah, but people read that and they go, I want to be like the Beatles, so they'll order it. And I'm like, you're a moron. The Beatles are a moron. Learn from Frank. If Frank Sinatra drank it that way, then...
One of my things also that like...
Coke now.
But Frank Sinatra was a man. Drank it straight or on the rocks.
And he would let it lie.
I would get like Rob Roy's splash of Coke. Boom.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, going back to Emma being a badass too. On the other spectrum, so there's like my brother who has like his very specific like I like these kind of drinks, and then like on the other end is like me, and like I don't know what I want.
I want something sweet. What color?
Yeah,
pink. All right, here.
I do. Yeah, all the time. Like I go to Emma. Like sometimes I'll just be like, I'm like Emma. I don't know. I'm craving something like citrusy and like not too sweet, but like I'll like describe something, and then like
I tell people like, well, I want something sweet. I'm like, well, what level is sweet? Do you want it kind of sour? Do you want it sweet? Do you want it like?
Okay.
We've done that to you
like,
too. I've done that to you too.
Like they're like Emma's come up with drinks that she's just like, I like drinking this, and like I'll taste it. I'll be like, I'm ordering this from now on. Like there's like a lot of times.
Okay,
like,
so it's because one of the things that like, I mean, Bean and like Sean trained me, and like she's trained me, and like one of the things that I learned about girls especially, just make it like whatever they fucking like. Just give me a shot like that tastes good. And when you're busy, you're like, are you like?
Yeah, that's gotta be annoying,
shot
right?
Like Hello Kitty.
Make it.
like Hello Kitty.
Yes.
Make it pink, and no matter what the fuck it is,
Hello Kitty.
Love it.
Yeah.
They're like, make me a Hello Kitty shot. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
You don't feel like every time you realize that colors aren't associated to taste. Pink could be shit. Pink could taste like shit.
I do that.
I've ordered something blue, like I've totally done that.
One time the girl was like snapping her fingers and like a fresa, like super like beautiful gold. And I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. Finally I was like, what's up? She's like, maybe a cute shot. I'm like, a cute shot? So I made her a shot. She's like, what is it called? I'm like, little bitch. And she was like, what? And I was like, the shot's called Little Bitch. That's what you're drinking. Yeah. And I'm like,
you just made it up?
And it was, no, it was like...
And then to go back to the tipping, they tip.
Nothing.
I have been there at Hope and Anchor on a Friday night where some guy ordered at least a $30 round, and he's paying as he goes, and he leaves $1. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
It's not even worse.
And
like,
I'm not like, it's
the
just...
worst is when like it's like $100 tab, and they don't tip you, and you're just like, fuck. Like, they think, I'm like, do you know? And some Hispanic people, I kind of wait because apparently in Mexico you tip in the end. Like, I guess you can order and you can still order and then you tip. Because like someone told me that. So
that's the way I was
like
also too. Yeah, I do that too sometimes.
Yeah, I had a roommate that from Juarez like, you know, we became friends, and he would order, but in the end, like, he would order close out, but then he would leave money, you know?
Yeah.
But people didn't know that. One time he was like, the bartender was so mean to me. I'm like, well, here, you tip every round, or you tip what you can. But yeah, there's some Hispanic people that are like, hey, and I'm like, you can't really be like, hey, give me a tip.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nico.
I think it was you one time.
There was one guy that was like just speaking Spanish to me, and I'm fluent. I'm fluent in both languages, and he was just like, but kind of calling me, yelling at me, and I was like, I was speaking in English, like, oh, you don't speak Spanish? And I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, well, like, can I have this? And I would answer in English. He's like, well, like, you can't speak Spanish? I'm like, I'm helping you out with your English, bro, because I'm fucking fluent. Like,
it's like, choose your fucking language sometimes too.
Right.
Because it's rude. Like, he's like, I know he came up to me just to make a point. He's like, dame tres perlas negras, which means like Jaeger bombs. And I'm like, I know what that is. And I was like, here you go. And he's like, I don't speak English. I'm like, you're coming. He was doing it to just push my buttons.
Right.
And then when he was like, well, speak Spanish to me, I'm like, I don't have to do anything you tell me to do. I was like, you're here. This is America. I mean, I'm from Mexico, born and raised in Mexico. But, and I can, if I come to a country, I believe you should speak their language. And then I was like, dude, I'm helping you better your English because it fucking sucks.
Right.
And he was just like, ugh. And he'd like,
right. If you were to visit France, you don't go and speak.
Yeah. Do you imagine
American?
You expect someone to speak like English? Like, that's fucking rude as fuck.
Yeah.
To me, that's rude. Like,
it happens to me all the time. People are like talking shit to me in like Spanish.
Oh, and then you surprise them.
And it's
everyone thinks I'm native.
It happens to me all the time, to the point where like, even like when I'm like in line at Walmart or something, people are like, pinche gringo, míralo, pinche comprando, o sea, no mames, güey. They're like talking shit about me.
Right.
So I fucking do like the pretend call.
Right.
And I'm like, hey,
hola, ma.
¿Qué onda, jefita?
I love it. That's great.
And yeah, you can just see their faces. They're just like,
fuck.
Shit.
Usually for me, it's the same thing, only they're not talking shit. It's mostly about just how gorgeous I am. And so I just expect they're like, mira este guapo, mira.
Yeah, well, duh.
I mean, I get that too. They're like, oh, this girl. They think I'm either like Native American or I'm like Middle Eastern.
No.
And I'm brown as fuck, but.
Yeah, no. I mean, you've seen it. I've seen it with you too. And we kind of have the same strategy. We randomly like say something to each other in Spanish, and yeah, you can just see the look on their faces. They're just like, oh, shit.
To go back to that whole thing though, like, isn't it also sad that these dudes go to these bars like Coconuts and so forth, sit at the bar and they go, if I just sit here long enough, she's bound to notice me. And if I tip, like, isn't it, like, it's really sad, right? Because, like, I've gone to, like, Adrian's and I've seen that same guy there. Or, does anybody know, I won't say names, but there's this blonde girl and she's like, that guy tips me $100. And I'm like, why? Like, at the same time, I'm like, why are you over tipping just because the thought of putting her tits in your mouth is...
They're lonely and they don't know, like, they have nothing better to spend their money on except for, like, and it makes them feel good to have, like, a pretty girl, like, just talk to them. Like, they're just old and they don't give a shit anymore.
You just summed it up right there.
A lot of them give
it.
Yeah. That's it, exactly.
They're lonely and they have a lot of money,
but I've seen young guys do it too.
And they think they think they're gonna get it in.
Right, that's what it is.
I think some of them don't even expect to get it in. They just want to flirt. They just get a kick out of somebody flirting with them back. Like, that makes them feel young again, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I say this 'cause one of my comedian friends does that all the time. Like he goes and like he'll go to like bar, like he calls them restaurants, and he just like hang
restaurants,
out.
yeah.
Like that's where he goes to have his lunch because he has nothing better to do. He's like retired and just like tired of his wife. Like has to like just like go and
I hate them. The only reason I would drink at I used to go to Tilted Kilt because my best friend lives on the east side, and this was before Murray's, and so there was nowhere for us to go and drink, and I'm like, I don't know where to go to any bar on the east side. And so my best friend would be like, well, let's just go to one of these shitholes, and we would go and sit there, and I'd be like, You have no idea how much I hate this. But eventually we would just get into our conversation, start writing, and then, doing our shit as we start drinking. But
no idea how much I hate this.
Yeah. I'm like, I fucking can't. And no offense to any of the girls, because some of them end up being really nice and cool, like certain people. Maybe. And, but I can't abide by it. I can't enjoy it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not being a hypocrite. I love tits as much as the next guy. And I want to bury my face in ass as much as the next guy. But it's just like, I'm not going to go to these places and beg for it. Or I don't just... It's the point. Yeah, it's stupid. It's so
I'm lucky
stupid.
that I work at a place that lets me dress the way I want to. If I want to wear a fucking grandma sweater, yes, like, I have big boobs and I can wear like a low cut V.
Yeah, do you have big boobs? I've never noticed
but
that.
I never feel harassed. I don't feel like I have to do that,
Yeah.
And if I want to wear a sweater and like go with my hair up, they're like, cool. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I'm like one of the only female bartenders that knows what she's doing. Know what I'm doing. I'm like talented at what I do, and it's not about my looks at all.
And,
it
doesn't add a
No,
bonus,
it's not about your
but
looks.
it's not.
And her saying this is kind of sad at the same time.
That it has to be a statement that has to be said out loud. Yeah, so what you're...
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, she's... Seriously, like... Because I have to work with a lot of girls, and I'm like... Seriously, don't know how to...
But you like them, right? They're nice. It's not that they're just doing what needs to be done to pay the bills, I
They
guess.
just know that they're
I don't know.
cute. They know that they're
I'm
hot.
like, seriously, you don't know how to make...
I mean, when I started, I was like,
Make
oh,
a fucking
cool, I'm
martini.
cute, I'm hot, like, cool, like, I know, like, but, like, I gave a
Damian.
fuck about this,
Damian, make me a martini real quick. Make me a
Like, what
martini real
kind?
quick. I'm like,
Sweet,
what kind?
Dry.
Vodka, cheese.
perfect.
Shaken,
I'm like,
mustard.
what kind?
Have you-
I'm like,
Have you been there the longest of everybody?
Yeah.
and they
Now
they,
you are,
they,
right? Now the
when they
shop's
give
done.
when they give me that look like that, I'm like, I'll just go over there. Like, I'll just go ask them. And do I get tipped out for it?
Nope.
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 Yeah.
But I do it just to be fucking.
I told him, I was like, hey, I'll like, guest bartend at Tipsy Tiger one night, just to see, or wherever, like, Murray's, or...
Well, but Murray's is more Hopi, right? It's more Hope and Anchor. It's
Yep.
more laid back.
Yep.
But I mean, I know I'm fast enough. I know everything. Like, not everything, but I know I'm like very knowledgeable.
Well, you're now. She asked a good question because now that
I've been bartending
Sean,
for 6 years.
Now that Sean and Ryan are gone, right? You are the dean at Hope, right? You've been bartending the longest there.
Yeah, I've been bartending 6 years.
And then Phil?
And then Phil. Phil was like our busser.
Yeah, he was a busser.
Restroom time. The coffee went for me.
Where are you going?
She's gonna go poop.
Pee.
Oh, Pete.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Forgot there's a second option too. It's not always poop. See her go to her car. Start the engine and drive away.
But.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm.
Crazy industry.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. I'm fascinated by it.
You're fascinated by what?
I was fascinated. I'm glad that somebody else agreed with me because I always thought I felt really weird about those places.
Honestly, no, not only that. Like, I feel people push me down just because I'm a bartender, like a female bartender. But I mean, the guys I worked with before, they all had degrees. Like they're all smart people.
Sure.
And people think like, oh, she's a bartender. Like for a woman, they think like, oh, she just has tits and she's pretty. Like, just put her behind the bar. But it's more than just that. Like, if you actually connect with people and actually like bring customers, like, I mean, we've spoken. Like, used to be like, oh, she hates me. But it wasn't like that I hated you. I'm just like very serious, and I took my job seriously. And it's a lot learning. Like, there's so much going on in this industry. Like, there's so much like infusions. You just have to keep up on it. You either love this job or you hate it. And all these little girls that come up and are like, haha, I'm cute, I bartend.
Right.
Like, they put a bad name for me being a female. Like, honestly, like, I'm probably one of the. I'm not gonna say. I'm probably one of the better bartenders in this industry, and not just like female, like in general.
Yeah.
And it sucks that just because you're a girl, like women, like who else? Like Pup maybe from Grey Dog.
I totally agree.
Like
I was gonna say Pup.
Who else? Like what else? Like there's no other woman that just like is legit on this stuff. Like knows everything. That knows how to do a lot of stuff. That knows how to like mix. Knows how to like their beers. Like.
But that's the culture that Hope cultivated for you guys too.
They when to like shake and stir and like.
Right.
Just like little like fucking
proper things.
Little things like that. Like you can just fucking see it. And seriously, like fucking Emma is like the only girl that I know that actually like knows how to like properly make things.
Right, how to
not just like pour.
I don't think I'm the ugliest girl. Like I know I'm not like the prettiest and I'm not the ugliest. I know I can bring men if I just like show boobs and wear tighter clothes. I know I can bring men just at my bar. But what's the cool part that people go because of my drinks. Like people don't go because I'm attractive. Like people go because like.
Because you can pour a mean cocktail, right?
Yeah, like and that's what I want to be known for. Like I want to be known that like hey like. She fucking is a badass bartender. She's awesome at this.
Yeah.
When people are like, "Oh, you're really hot," I'm like, "Cool," or like
Great.
Compliments, like, "Cool, thank you." But I want to be known for my work, and this is work, and that's what the other girls understand that.
Right.
This is actually like my job. Like I enjoy it. I love it. Eventually, I want to own my own bar. Like, eventually, we'll own our own bar. Like we're saving up money.
Yeah.
Let me know when that opens up.
That's gonna happen.
I'll be there.
Well, he has his own money, but I want to partner up with this guy. Like I've always told him, like, let me know. I'll put in half. Put in some.
I always.
We've talked about it, but anyways.
I've talked. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying. Like I mean, that's my ultimate goal. You know, like I used to manage Hope and Anchor. I demoted myself. Everyone's like, "Oh, are you mad that you get promoted again?" Yeah. I'm like, "No, it's not that I'm mad. I don't want to be."
You're like, I'm not there yet. I don't want to do it. I'm not in that position to. Yeah, let that responsibility lie to somebody else. Yeah,
yes,
that's a
like,
fine.
I do want to own my own bar. Yes, like this is what I'm meant to be. Like,
yep.
I know people.
I've always said the day that I run a bar, the day that if I were to ever have a bar or own a bar, that would be the day I stop drinking. Because you
actually,
can't.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah, because.
You can't run a bar and be a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah.
So you're probably an alcoholic, and I'll probably be the one that like just goes in and checks on everyone.
That's because it's not so much that.
Right. It's.
Don't be stupid and fucking like be all.
I've seen
You can't give away
drunk
drinks. Yeah, you can't be drunk at your own bar. Exactly.
I mean,
there's a reason we never saw Jim drinking at Hope.
Or like.
No, I mean, like Jim's like. Chico like doesn't even like he'll drink one drink and stands around, and honestly he's been the best like boss I've ever had in like a long time. He's a really good guy. Like he's amazing.
He loves you guys. You can tell.
Yeah, and that's what I learned from him how I want to run a bar, but I feel like he doesn't know how to like he doesn't know how to bartend. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know the inside.
Sure, okay. Oh, yeah,
so
that's fine.
I want to be the person that. Yeah, no, it's okay. I want to be the person. No, he's amazing. Like he's the most awesome dude. He used to bartend.
Sure, but he doesn't have that back. He doesn't
bartender.
have. Yeah.
He was like a fast like black market. He was just like, you know, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And like the other things, but honestly, he's the best fucking boss ever. But I learned from him, and I want to be that, but
more
better,
sure,
like more. Like I want to be like,
fine.
hey,
there's
like
nothing wrong with that.
Like you're not like if I hire someone, I'm like, you're not gonna overshine me. Like I'm gonna know more than you, but. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm going to be, if I own my own business, I'm going to be there. Like, not, it sounds weird. But you know what I mean? Like, I just want to know what I'm doing.
You
like,
want to be on
everything.
Top of your shit. Yeah, that's fine.
I want to be fucking, like, Jesus in that place. Like, I want to be God in that place. Like, not to worship me, but I'm saying, like, I have all eyes. Big brother. There we go. I want to be a big brother. I have all eyes on you. I know
you
want
to be omnipresent and omniscient.
And I'm telling you, that's how Chico is fucking
Chris is a badass dude.
He's got it, dude. He's got it. Like he knows how to he knows the ins and outs and everything. He knows what you're doing.
And he actually cares about you. Like he's actually like I mean, the times I gotten hurt, like, physically, that I'm like, oh, I can't go to work, he could, like, replace me like that.
Right.
But he's like, you know what, Emma? Take your time off, like, heal, and come back to work.
Yeah.
No, and this industry is, like, so, like, cutthroat. Like, any little girl can replace me. Any young girl can replace me. Any, like, hot girl can replace me. But he actually cares, like.
I'm telling you, it was funny because the other day, that new girl, like, carded me, and Chico was there. It's like, seriously, you're carding this guy?
Well, the other day I was there, and Chico was standing right next to me, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me have a Bud Light, and then Brian was like, I have a Lone Star, it's cheaper. And then I'm like, you realize your boss is right here. Aren't you supposed to upsell stuff? You know what I mean? And then Chico just could have cared less. He was like, yeah, it's cheaper.
Really
and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm telling you, Chico's like,
He even talks.
Yeah.
Dude, one
Chico's
time,
like so down to earth.
Yeah, like,
so cool.
me and Phil lived on the street, and I told Chico, like, it was one of the times that there was horrible traffic. Phil picked me up, and he didn't turn on his AC. He has a new car. Didn't turn on his AC. I put my hair up, and I'm sweating, and I get to hub, and he's like, why are you sweating so much, Chico? And I was like, dude, we drove. I didn't know how to ask him to turn on his AC. He's like, what a cheap motherfucker. And I was like, thank you. Like, you said it. And he's like, dude, you should have just turned it on. But it's funny that he's just, like, very down to earth. He calls people out.
He's super.
Was he fine, like, driving? Like, he wasn't getting...
Yeah, right? Like, how do you not... I would die of heat exhaustion.
I don't know. And I was like, dude, that's a myth about, like... I'm just like, dude, turn your fucking AC on.
Oh, no.
I was, like, dying. Shit. No, he's good.
I'll chug this right now.
No, I'm good. I'm still sleeping on that.
No, but he's honestly, like, a really, like, down-to-earth, cool dude. Like, one of the best dudes I know in my life. My boss is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that, like, I like the bingo gig. Like, there's not as much, like, I don't have to worry about, like, memorizing drinks, like, or, like...
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, like, you actually guys do pretty well. Like, Monday nights, like, are always dead everywhere else. And, like, every time I come Prickly, I'm like, oh, shit.
So it's like a good, like, crowd. I get surprised, like, people when I walk in there and there's, like, a crowd of people, like, waiting.
Well, they go for you. Like, well, some people go for you, and some people just go to have fun. It's like a fun night. Like, it's crazy that you came a Monday night to be that poppin', you know?
It gets, and then we had the food truck last week, and the food truck sold out of, like, what they
really?
had brought. Yeah, I was, like, surprised that they had done, like, so
They've done actually well.
Yeah, because they had messaged me just saying, hey, we're a food truck, we're trying to, like, get more places, like, we heard about your bingo night, can we come over there? So I got him in touch with Lenny, and Lenny was like, yeah, why not? So and they just came to experiment and see how it would go. They didn't think they were going to sell very much, and then they sold everything.
It's cool. Yeah, bingo does well. I mean, I am off Mondays, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna start going, like...
I know the comedians go for me, and then there's some people that just go because they enjoy, like, bingo. Like there's a lot of like couples and stuff that will go, or like girls' night out.
I hate bingo, and I never win, and I hate it. And like girls are like, this is my first time, I won. I'm like,
people show up and they're like, oh, it's my first time. Like, you guys, like, that's why we have like the thing where you can throw stuff at the end, because I think that part makes up for it. Like, if you don't win, you can always like take it out.
I mean, I've been going there more often because I stopped for a little bit just because, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of stopped for a little bit. Because you notice, like, I didn't show up for a while, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back. Like,
you guys are cool?
No. But he, like, legit fucked me over.
Always. There's always something that he does.
Dude, I found a picture of him with another girl, like, naked. I don't know who he is anymore. I don't know who he is.
I got into like a big fight with him the other day. Really? He's like super weird with me.
Who? He is?
Yeah. He's like super weird. Because I got mad because it was like, it was like 10:15, and I was in the bathroom, and he was like banging on the door while I was in the bathroom. I'm like, dude, that's like personal time. Like let me do this. And he got like all like, we'll just talk to Lenny when he gets here. I was like, fine. I hope you do talk to Lenny when he gets here. Because that was too much. And then Lenny was like, I've just been hard on him. It's like, Lenny kind of just like defended it, but like didn't like say anything either way.